हरिओम नाना जी। हरिओम।
ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतम् भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Hari Om, everybody. Happy Dashara days. Happy
हरिओम नाना। हरिओम।
Hari Om. Today we will have a brush with some of the Upanishads, some mantras. I happen to note down from a text, and we will cover that. Before we go to the Upanishads, we must know which of the major Upanishads on which Shankaracharya and the other Acharyas have rendered their bhashyams, they occur in what Veda? There are actually 4 Vedas: Rug, Yaju, Sama, Atharvana Vedas. Strictly speaking, though there are 4 Vedas, there are only 3 types of Veda mantras. One is a Rug mantra, another is an Yajur mantra, and the third one is the Sama mantra. There is no Atharvana mantra. What happened perhaps was when Bhagavan Vedavyasa was rendering the Vedas into 4 separate divisions, he happened to include all the Ruk mantras in Rig Veda, all but a few perhaps. And the same thing he has done with the Yajur Veda, and the Sama Veda also followed suit. But what remained out of all these, the remnants of the Ruk mantras, Yajur mantras, and Sama mantras, they have been included in the Atharva Veda. So Atharva Veda abounds in all the 3 types of mantras, right? And you cannot belittle Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda is very, very important. It contains the important Upavedas also. Now, for the 10 Upanishads, the 10 Upanishads are, anyway, I'll go through the Veda Vibhaga. In the Rig Veda, there are 2 Upanishads. Aitareya, and Kaushitaki. This Kaushitaki is not one of the 10 Upanishads on which the three acharyas have rendered bhashyam. But this has been referred to in their bhashyams extensively. The Yajurveda has two parts. One is Krishna Yajurveda, another is Shukla Yajurveda. In the Krishna Yajurveda, there is Kathopanishad, Kaivalya Upanishad, Mahanarayana Upanishad, and Shvetashvatara Upanishad. This Mahanarayana and Shvetashvatara Upanishads are not one of the 10 on which the three acharyas have rendered the bhashyas. But like I said earlier, in respect of the Kaushitaki Upanishad, these also Mahanarayana, Shvetashvatara Upanishads have been extensively recalled. Their mantras have been recalled in their bhashyams. That is why I have included. Then in the Shukla Yajurveda, there is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Ishavasya Upanishad. In the Samaveda, we have two Upanishads, Chandogya and Kena. In the Atharva Veda, we have the Mandukya Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, and the Prashna Upanishad. Right? The four Mahavakyas, they occur in four of these Vedas. In the Rig Veda, in the Aitareya Upanishad, you have Prajnanam Brahma. Okay? Aitareya Upanishad, Prajnanam Brahma. Then in the Atharva Veda portion of the Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad, you have got Ayamatma Brahma. Ayamatma Brahma. This Atma is indeed Brahma. Earlier Aitareya Upanishad said what? Prajnanam Brahma. There is a mantra in respect of that, which I will cover. Then in the Chandogya Upanishad, Tattvamasi, you indeed are that. Tat, that which you are seeking. Tvam, you, asi. Tat, tvam, asi. What you are seeking, indeed you are. Tattvamasi, Chandogya Upanishad. And in the Chandogya Upanishad, the Guru tells the Shishya, Guru is the father, Shishya is his own son. This Tattvamasi Mahavakya was repeated 9 times. 9 times. Okay. Then in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, we have the Mahavakya Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. The other Upanishads also, they contain a lot of Mahavakyas, but I really do not know why only these 4 have been picked up by the Pandits. But that is how it is. Tradition says these are the 4 Mahavakyas. There are bigger Upanishads than the Aitareya Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad, etc. These two contain the 2 of the Mahavakyas. Aitareya Upanishad is small. Mandukya Upanishad is perhaps the smallest of the main 10 Upanishads. Right? In spite of it, these two contain the Mahavakyas. The bigger Upanishads like the Katha Upanishad, Mahanarayana Upanishad, then Kena Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, they do not as though contain Mahavakyas, but they do have the Mahavakyas. Kathopanishad, for instance, says, this has to be obtained only through the mind. Manasai vedamaptavyam nehana nasti kinchana. This, what you are seeking, will have to be obtained only through the mind. And here, there is no difference at all. Nehana nasti kinchana. What you are seeking, what anybody else is seeking, and what is indeed true, they're all the same. Nehana nasti kinchana. And whoever finds any difference in this, he will go from death to death. Mrityoho saha mrityumapnoti nehana nasti pashyati. That is that the kind of thing. Mahavakyas, almost every Upanishad has got. That's how it is. Now, I will try to cover today the Upanishad mantras from the main 10 Upanishads which I have noted down. Okay? This is, to my mind, what I thought you people would appreciate and like. Not that other mantras are not very important, they are. But considering the time factor, I have reduced this to only a few. Now, I will start with the Ishavasya Upanishad. The 10 Upanishads are called like this: Isha, Katha, Ena, Mundaka, Taittiriya, Mandukya, Aitareya, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka. These are the Upanishads. Now, in the Ishavasya Upanishad, there is a beautiful mantra. Actually, some of the Upanishads, they start their name, they have their name from the first mantra of the Upanishad itself. In the Ishavasya Upanishad, the Acharya says, Ishavashyamidagum sarvam yatkinchet jagatsyam jagat tena chektena bunjeta magrudha kasya suddhanam. I will briefly cover the Tatparya, not go into great detail of these things, which you can perhaps go through it when you run through the Google commentaries. Ishavashyam idagum sarvam. This entire thing is pervaded by Isha. Isha is the Lord, Kitaya. Ishavashyam idagum sarvam. Yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Whatever you see, whatever you perceive, whatever you may not even know, all these things, jagatyam jagat, in this ever changing jagat, all this is enveloped by Isha. Ishavashyam idagum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Tena chittena bunjeta. Having known this, tena chittena, having known this, chittena means giving up. Giving up what? Your ahankara. Giving up ahankara, bunjeta. You indulge yourself in the worldly affair. Tena chittena bunjeta. Magrudha kasya suddhanam. Never aspire for somebody else's wealth. That is how the Ishavasya Upanishad mantra says. Then I have noted down a second mantra from this third mantra. There are three. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva bhut vijanataha tatra ko mohaha kashokaha ekatvam anupashyataha. Beautiful mantra. Yasmin, in what? Sarvani bhutani. All these things that has come about in the Jagat. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva vibhut vijanataha. Atma eva iti, whoever understands this, then for him, tatra ko mohaha, for such a person, where is the delusion? Tatra ko mohaha, kashokaha, where is the sorrow at all? Ekatvam anupashyataha, when he or she sees that ekatvam, atma eva idagum sarvam, yatkincha jagatyam jagat, tena chektena bunjeta, magrudha kasya sviddhanam. We have seen in the first mantra. So second mantra says, yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva vibhujitaha tatra kumo kashokaha ekatvam. Then another mantra, hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam poshanna pavruno satya dharmaya drushtaye. Satya dharmaya drushtaye. I am committed to know the truth. Satya dharmaya drushtaye. My vision is in finding out what is true, what is the truth. Because of that, I have been striving but unable to find, unable to get at the truth. Why? Because Hiranmayena Patrena, there is a glittering disk of Maya. Hiranmayena Patrena. Hiranmaya. Hiranmayena Patrena. Satyasya Mukham Apihitam. The face of truth is covered up by this Hiranmayena Patrena. This glittering golden disk of Maya is covering the face of truth. Tat Tvam, that Tvam is you. Tat Tvam Poshan means Ekataya. Poshan is actually the sun god. Okay? Ekataya, Tat Tvam Poshan Apavruno. Please remove that disk because I am committed to knowing the truth. Satya Dharmaya Drushtaye. That is how the Ishavasya Upanishad, those three mantras I filled up. Now in the Kena Upanishad is what? Again, Ishavasya got its name from the first mantra. Ishavasya Medagum Sarvam Yat Jagatyam Jagat. Like that, even the Kena Upanishad has picked up its name from the first mantra. The Shishya asks the Guru, using the Kena, Keneshitam Patati, Keneshitam Patati. That is how the first mantra starts. Because of the desire of whom, Keneshitam Patati Pre Manaha, the mind runs after things. Because of the desire of whom, etc. That is the first question. And the Kena Upanishad has picked up its title from that question. Now, the Guru answers that first question. Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Mano Yat Vacho Pranasya Pranaha Chekshushasyekshuhu Adimuchyadhira Prechasma Namta Bhavanti. The Guru answers, whatever is the ear of the ear, whatever is the mind of the mind, whatever is the walk of the walk means what? The spoken word. Whatever is the prana, pranam, whatever is the eye of the eye, that indeed the wise people say is Parabrahman, and leaving the delusion that the world is real, Jagat Bhranti, you leaving that, you will be liberated from this Janana Marana Pravaha Samsara. That is how the Udbodha goes. The teacher says, Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Manoyat Vachoha Vacham Sav Pranasya Pranaha Chekshushaschekshuhu Atimutya Dhiraha Prechya Asman Lokat Amrita Bhavanti. That is one mantra from the Kenopanishad. Then I think that is the only thing. Then from the Kathopanishad, for the Kathopanishad, the background is like this. There is a rishi who will be doing some yajna. And in the yajna, he is supposed to give away what all belongs to him. What all belongs to him, he is supposed to give up. And when he is doing that, the child of that rishi, the child of that rishi is called Nachiketa, a 7 or 8-year-old boy, a 7 or 8-year-old boy who had been initiated into the Upanayanam, and so he was entitled to studying the Vedas, which he has studied nicely, and he's a very studious person, very committed to knowing the truth. That kind of a person was Nachiketa. This Nachiketa keeps on seeing his father gives away very, very weak cows which have outlived their usefulness in the form of giving milk, and they hardly eat anything, etc. Then he keeps on questioning himself. For what purpose is father giving these away? Then it occurs to him, even I belong to my father. Let me find out to whom he is going to give me. Then he approaches his father. Asks him, to whom are you going to give me? The father simply tries to get rid of him, this little boy, and says, you go away. Don't mess up with a lot of questions. Then Nachiketa, after a little while, he again asks the same question. Like that, when he asks the third time question, the father gets terribly annoyed and says, I'm going to give you to Lord Yama. Then Nachiketa thinks, hey, what purpose will Lord Yama have with me? What is his usefulness for me? Then he says, okay, let me find out. He goes to Yamaloka. Now don't question how he has gone to Yamaloka. Where is that Yamaloka? That is the backdrop of this Upanishad. Okay? He goes to Yamaloka. When he goes to the Yamaloka, Yama was not there. He has gone on some other errand. For 3 nights he will be there. When he is there, he was without food, without any care. He was alone. Then when Yama comes back, he apologizes to Nachiketa because he is a well-read Vedic student, and he was afraid of Nachiketa cursing him. So he says, I'm going to give you 3 boons. You please choose what you want. Then Nachiketa says, one of the boons he uses to ensure that his father's anger against him will be completely dissolved. Yama says, so be it. Then the second question is, he asks, there is what is called an Agni. When you invoke that kind of an Agni, you can go to Swargaloka. I want to know what is that Agni. Then Yama tells him about that, and he says, hereafter it is going to be called Nachiketa Agni. Then the third boon, Nachiketa says, hey Lord Yama, when somebody dies, this is important. This is the most important question. And that is how the Kathopanishad starts with this question. When somebody dies, people say, people who are kavayaha, people who are very knowledgeable, who have a lot of foresight, who have a lot of Vedantic knowledge. People say that he is, and some people say he is not. Out of these questions, I would like to know the truth from you. Who is the Lord of Death? Then Yama says, hey, you are too small, Nachiketa, to know these things. I will give you whatever you want. I will give you a lot of chariots. I will give you elephants. I will give you horses. If you want, I will give you playmates. All these things. And if you want, I will give you the entire Bhumandala. You choose what all you want. You know what Nachiketa replies to Yama? All these things will last as long as you do not touch. As long as you do not touch that person. The moment you touch that person, all these things will vanish. Is it not? When somebody dies, where is the need for, where is the question of chariots? Where are the elephants? Where are the horses that you propose to give me? I do not want any of these. You can keep all these things. If you can answer the question I have posed, I will be grateful. Then Yama will be pleased. Then the teaching of the Kathopanishad will start. That is how the backdrop of Kathopanishad. I picked up some mantras from the Kathopanishad. In the Kathopanishad, there is a mantra. Some of the mantras of the Upanishads, they occur elsewhere in other Upanishads also. Maybe because, maybe because the Acharya, say of the Kathopanishad or the Mandaka Upanishad, whatever, whoever, they may have studied at the same Guru. If that happened, the Guru would have given a mantra, and that mantra is resident in the minds of the two Sishyas. And when they have told the Vedanta Vakyas to their Sishyas, it is likely that the mantra has kind of repeated. Now, one such mantra which occurs in the Kathopanishad also occurs elsewhere, I think in the Mandaka Upanishad. What it says, Avidyaya Antare Vartamanaha Swayam Dhira Panditam Manyamanaha Dandramyamana Pariyanti Modhaha Andhenaiva Niyamana Yathandha. What it says is, those people who kind of take residence in avidya, see, avidyayam antare vartamanaha, they're all swimming in the ocean of avidya. Avidyayam antare vartamanaha, swayam dhiraha panditam manyamanaha, they think they are great. They think they know everything. They think they are the Panditas. They consider themselves as invincible in the Vedanta debates. You see, Vedanta is not for debate. Vedanta is to be. It is not just to know. It is to be. What is the idea of your knowing all the Mahavakyas if you do not conform to even one single Mahavakya? What is the effort that you are putting in to unravel the mysteries of a Mahavakya? That is important. You have to make an effort to be. So, Swayam Dhiraha Panditam Manyamanaha Dandramyama Pariyanti Mood. With this kind of ahankara, they keep on conducting themselves. They keep on going round and round in this world, okay? And they think their knowledge is their guru, okay? Andenaiva niyamana yadhandha. Supposing this knowledge that you have, knowledge that this person for whom this mantra is applicable, if that knowledge he has got, he thinks he is very great, but that knowledge becomes what? Vidya or avidya? If the knowledge is increasing your ahankara, it indeed is avidya. Because vidya is supposed to knock off avidya completely, annihilate avidya totally. Okay? Like even when the sun rises, the darkness is totally dispelled. Like that, when indeed you have knowledge, the darkness of ajnana, which has been bothering you thus far, that must be totally dispelled. If it does not happen, you are avidyayam antare vartamanaha swayam dhiraha panditam manyamana dandramyamanaha pariyanti mudhaha dandramyamanaha pariyanti mudhaha. They keep on going round and round and round. How? Andhenaiva niyamana yadhantaha. Andhenaiva. There is a blind person. And this blind person wanted to go somewhere. And he is nicely led by another blind person. This another blind person is the knowledge that this fellow is proud of. That is the blind person. And he is led by that blind person. That is how he keeps on going round and round and round. This mantra occurs in some other Upanishad also. We will cover that then. Then Kathopanishad. There are quite a few mantras of the Kathopanishad which in part appear in the Gita. In part means the first part or the second part that appears in the Bhagavad Gita. One such mantra is न जायते म्रियते वा विपश्चिन् नायं कुतश्चिन्न बभूव कश्चित् अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. This is as though slightly different from the Gita mantra. The Gita mantra says what in the second chapter? न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Now one question may be raised by you. Is it that Gita is more ancient compared to the Katha Upanishad, or the Katha Upanishad is more ancient? The answer could be some of the Upanishads are perhaps more ancient compared to the Gita. Gita was a product of the Dwapara Yuga, and prior to that, the Vedas have been in existence. And as as an antarbhaga of the Vedas, the Upanishads have been. And so the Upanishads, most of the Upanishads, or at least some of the Upanishads, may be more ancient compared to the Gita. And there is another which I did not note down, but I will cover right away. Hanta chen manyate hantum, hataschen manyate hatam, ubhau tau na vijanitaha, nayam hanti na hanyate. The second portion of this mantra appears in the Gita verbatim. Okay. And yeah, there is one mantra that says, Nayamatma pravachane na labhyo na medhaya na bahuna shrutena yeme vaisha vrunute te na labhyaha tasyesha atma vivrunute tanum swam. What it says is, this atma cannot be obtained by your simple dialogues. Okay? This Atma cannot be obtained by your lecturing to a class of people. It's neither available by your intellect, neither available to your intellect. Nayamatma pravachane na labhyo na medhaya, na medhaya. Medhaya is intellect. Na bahuna shrutena, by your having got by heart a lot of Upanishads, lot of Veda Vakyas, all those things you have become a Pandita. You name any Veda, I will tell you what Upanishad it contains, and I will reel out all the mantras of the Upanishad. Of what avail is that? You fellow, you have been in delusion before you started the Veda mantras. And afterwards, after you got all the Veda mantras by heart, you are still the same Ajnani. You are still the deluded idiot. Of what avail is that? That is what the mantra says. Nayamatma pravachane nalabhyo na medhaya ashrutena. Even if you keep on listening to a lot of lectures by Mahatmas, Mahatmas are Mahatmas. They keep on lecturing, but has it entered your mind? Or has it only tickled your intellect and made you happy at that time for a little while? Whoever puts in the requisite effort and keeps on without giving up, pegging away at the question, who am I? Who am I? Where did I come from? Kastvam koham kuta ayatah kame janani ko me tatah iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram vishwam tyaktva swapna vicharam. Are you doing this? Are you doing this? If not, it is useless. This Atma pravachanena na labhyaha na medhaya na bahuna sutena. But your effort only will ensure that Atma will also decide to reveal itself to you. And you have to drive what is inside you, what is the Sakshi, what is the Sakshi Atma to reveal itself to you. And that is possible only by a proper self-effort. Then there is a set of mantras which describe that is in the third chapter of the Upanishad. And incidentally, the third chapter of the Upanishad, tradition says, is required to be chanted at the time of the Shraddha Kala. And at the time of the Shraddha Kala, you chant that particular set of mantras. As part of that, there are some mantras. One of those I have noted down. Atmanam Radinam Vidhi Shariram Radhamevatu Buddhim Tu Saradhim Vidhi Mana Pragrahamevacha Indriyani Hayana Vishayante Gocharan Atmendriya Manoyuktam Bhuktetya Manishinaha. What it says is this Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi Shariram Radhamevatu. There is a beautiful analogy between our body and what our body contains to a chariot. Atmanam Radhinam Vidhi. Atmanam, that person who is the Asami, who is the one who is trying to know who he is. Atmanam, that person, like Arjuna, Radhinam Vidhi. He is the Ijamani of the Radham. He is seated in the Ijamani's seat. Atmanam Radhinam Vidhi. Shariram Radhamevato. The body of that person is indeed equated to the Radham. Radham is the chariot. Buddhim tu saradhim vidhi. Understand, the intellect is the saradhi. Kittaya is the buddhi. Buddhim tu saradhim vidhi. The Pardasaradhi is indeed the buddhi. Buddhim tu saradhim vidhi. Manaha pragrahamevacha. The mind is said to be the reins, holding which the horses which are yoked to the chariot are led forward. Then Indriyani Hayanaho, the sense organs the 5 sense organs are called the hayan. Hayan means the horses. Indriyani hayan ahuhu. Vishayang teshu gocharan. The paths on which the horses tread are said to be the Indriya Vishayas. Indriya Vishayas are what? For the ear, a piece of music is the Vishaya. For the eye, a good landscape is a Vishaya. So too, for the tasting tongue, indeed, this tongue is kind of twofold. It is both Jnanendriya and the Karmendriya. Okay, the tasting tongue has got Laddu as the Vishayendriya, like that. So, Vishayang Teshu Gocharan Atmaindriya Manoyuktam Bhuktetyahur Manishinaha. Manishinaha Ahuhu. Manishinaha means people who are vidwans, people who are panditaha. What do they say? Ahuhu. Atmendriya manoyuktam bhuktehe. Atmendriya manoyuktam. This person, endowed with all these things, he will conduct himself in this world and enjoy the world. That is how. And there is another mantra which in a way occurs in the 3rd chapter of the Gita. What this mantra says is, Indriyebhya parahyardhaha, ardhebhyascha param manaha, manasastu para buddhihi, buddheratma mahan paraha, mahata param avyaktam, avyaktat purusha paraha, purushanna param kinchit, sa kashta sa paragatihi. Whereas in the 3rd chapter, what it says is, Indriyani paranyahu, Indriyebhya param manah, manasastu para buddhihi, yo buddhe paratastu saha. Evam buddhe param buddhva samstabhya atmanam atmana, jehishetrum mahabaho, kamarupam durasadam. That was the Prabodha by Kitaya to Arjuna. It's almost that kind of a thing. Indriyebhya parahyadha. Compared to the Indriyas, the Ardha means Indriya Vishayas. They are supposed to be more powerful. Is it not? Unless it is powerful, how is it the sense organs keep on running after the sense objects? Unless the objects are very powerful, the sense organs will not yield themselves to the Vishayas. Indriyebhya parahyadhaha, ardhebhyascha param manaha. Compared to the sense objects, the manaha is superior. Manasastu para buddhihi. More superior to the manaha is the buddhi. Buddhehe atma mahan paraha. Compared to the buddhi, atma is superior. Atma mahan paraha. Mahata parama vyaktam. There is mahataha means the total mind. Mahataha param avyaktam. Compared to the total mind, you can say total mind means the mind of Brahmaji, the Srishtikarta Brahmaji. You can equate that. Mahataha param avyaktam. Avyaktam is what? That which is unmanifest. Unmanifest is what? Maya. Earlier we have covered one mantra in the Ishavasya Upanishad. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam poshanna pavruno satya dharmaya drushtaye. That kind of a avyaktam, which is a golden disc. Mahata param avyaktam. Avyaktat purusha paraha. Compared to the unmanifest, the Purusha is superior. And what is superior to Purusha? Purushanna param kinchit. There is nothing superior to the Purusha. There is nothing superior. That is the end. That is the terminating point of your inquiry. That Purusha. Purushanna param kinchit. Sa kashta sa paragati. That is the final abode. That is the one you are seeking. Sa paragatihi. That is how the mantra says. So I have got 15 minutes, I must say so. Now, Kathopanishad says, शब्दमस्पर्श्यमरूपमव्ययम् तथा यमगन्धवच्चयत् अनाद्यनन्तं महतः परं ध्रुवं निचायतं मृत्युमुखात् प्रमुच्यते. Hey Nachiketa, Yama is talking to Nachiketa. What you have sought, that Ashabdham. Ashabdham means it is not available to Shabdam. Shabdam, Asparsham, it can't be obtained by contact. Rupam, that's what Yama is saying is, it is not available to the sense organs. It is neither available to the five great elements. अशब्दमस्पर्शमरूपमव्ययम् तथा रसं नित्यमगन्धवच्चयत्. So all these five are covered. Sense organs and their their fathers, the great five elements. Anadyanantam, anadi. Anadi means beginningless. Anantam, endless. Anantam, what is beginningless and what is endless? Is it indeed born? That is the indication. Anadyanantam mahata param dhruvam. Mahataha. Mahataha means the total mind. That compared to even the total mind, param, it is superior. Dhruvam, it is definite. That is the only thing that is. Not knowing this, people will keep on entering the mouth of mrityu time and again. Okay. Now another mantra. Manasai vedamaptavyam nehana nasti kinchana mrityo samrityumapnoti naneva pashyati. Whoever sees that there is difference here between you and the other, between you and the tree, between you and the mountain, between you and the river, between you and the person you hate, between you and the person you love dearly. If you think there is a difference, mrityoho saha mrityumapnoti yaha iha naneva pashyati. Whoever sees this kind of a difference, he will be swimming in the samsara chakra. Manasai vedamaptavyam. This truth will have be obtained only through the mind. Nehana nasti kinchana. There is no nanaha in this. Okay? सूर्यो यथा सर्वलोकस्य चक्षुः न लिप्यते चाक्षुषैर्वाक्यदोषैः एकस्तथा सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा न लिप्यते तदुःखेन बाह्यः. What it says is, Suryo yatha sarvalokasya chakshuho, like even the sun, which is the eye of the entire Jagat. When the sun rises, you see the Jagat. When the sun sets, the Jagat is as though not available to you. You are blinded. And this sun, which reveals everything in the Jagat to you, न लिप्यते चाक्षुषैर्बाह्यदोषैः. It is not tainted by the external defects in what you have seen. You have seen a defective river, a river like the Mother Ganga, which is perhaps these days the abode of all kinds of garbage being thrown by the industries into it. That kind of a thing. Bahya doshaihi. Okay, the external doshaihi. All these things, the sun is revealing, but what it reveals, it is not tainted by what it reveals. Ekastata sarvabhutantaratma. That Sarvabhutantaratma, that Atma which is one and which is resident in everything. In everything means in sentient as well as insentient. Sthavaram jangamam yaptam yatkinchit sacharacharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. That is why you prostrate to the Guru, because he reveals the truth, which is Thavaram Jangamam Yaptam, which is in and through what is sentient and what is insentient. Okay? Ekastadha sarvabhutantaratma na lipyate lokadukkena bahyaihi. That the one Atma is not tainted by the defects in you, me, and the objects that you see. Then it says, there is another mantra. Na tatra suryo bhati, na chandra tarakam, nema vidyuto bhanti, kuto yamagnihi, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. This kind of a mantra occurs elsewhere in some other Upanishad also. Na tatra suryo bhati. There, in the Atma Vishaya, the sun cannot shine it. It cannot reveal. Na tatra suryo bhati, na chandra tarakam, neither the moon nor even the stars. Nema vidyuto bhanti, not even the lightning. It cannot reveal that. Kuto yamagnihi, what to speak of this Agni? When all these things fail, why unnecessarily you are harping on saying Agni will reveal it? Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, because it gives the shine to everything else. Everything else as though shines. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Like I am saying, tasya bhasa, because of its illumination, I am able to convey something which the mantra is trying to reveal. That is possible because of Tameva Bhantam, because of its shine. If it does not shine in me, then I will become what? I will become not Shiva, I will become Shiva. And Shiva cannot convey anything to you. Okay? If I am rendered Shiva, it is because of the Atma Tattva. Then I thought I'll cover the 10 Upanishads. I don't know. Yeah. There is in the Prashna Upanishad, the backdrop of this is a number of rishis, I think 6 in number. They approach a guru, Pippalada, I think, the guru's name. They approach a guru and seek Atma Vidya. You know what the guru says? These are all rishis. They have already done a lot of penance. They have already done a lot of sadhana. And for those, the rishi says, hey, you people, be resident here in my ashram for 1 year. Okay? And you practice what is required for Atma Vidya. And after that 1 year, you ask questions. If I know, I will answer. That is how the Prashna Upanishad starts. Bhuya eva tapasa brahmacharyena shraddhaya samvatsaram samvatsadayana kamam prashnan pruchadayani vijñāsyamaha sarvam havo vakshyāmayati. See, beautiful how humble, like even the Guru is saying, how very, very nicely Guru is saying. If we know answers to whatever you have sought, we will say that we is indicative of the Guru Shishya Parampara. The we is only talking of the tradition. Okay? Now that is over. Then the Mundaka Upanishad. Upanishad. Yeah. That says, Parichalokan karmachitan brahmanah nirvedamaya nasya kruta krutena tadvijnana sa gurumevabhigachet vitvanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. That person seeking Brahma Vidya, seeking to know who he is, seeking to know the difference between what he is seeing and what is true, seeking to know Ishvara, Jagat, and Atma. Okay? What is the difference? That kind of a person, Pariksha Lokan Karmachitan Brahmanaha, having examined the Karmachitan Lokan, the Lokan. Lokan means the words which are ridden with a lot of activity. Nirvedamayat, he has developed. Nirveda means dispassion. Nirvedamayat, Vairagyam he has got. Nirvedamayat, Nasya Akrutakrutena. Nasti Akrutaha. Akrutaha means that which is not made. That which is not made, which has been original in its nascent glory, all by itself, Ajaha, Nityaha, Shashvatoyam, Puranaha, Na Hanyate, Hanyamane, Sharire. That kind of a thing is not obtainable by Krutena. By Krutena means by any activity. Not by any activity. Iti, he has understood, and after understanding that, Tad Vijnanadham, that which he is seeking, which is not obtainable by any activity, na karmana, na prajaya, dhanena, eva, chagene amrtatvamana shuhu. That is another mantra. Tadvijnanardham sa gurumeva adhigachet samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Samitpanihi. And how do you approach a guru? What does the guru want from you? A lot of money? Guru wants a lot of money from you. Guru is one who treats money as as nothing, as nothing. That kind of a person is a guru. That kind of a person is a brahmanishta. That kind of a person is a shrotriya. That kind of a person you must approach with what? With humility. And what is the indication of humility? Shrotriyam brahmanishtam samitpanihi. Keeping, and the guru does some yajna, yaga, etc. Okay? And for ensuring that yajna, yaga keeps on going uninterrupted, you do your little bit, you give some samidhas, the wooden pieces, sticks, you take in your arms, samitpanihi, shrotriyam, brahmanishtam. Same thing was said in the 4th chapter of the Gita. What was that? What is that verse? What is that verse? Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Tadvidhi, that you understand. Pranipatena, having prostrated completely. Ahankara vimodhatma will always think, I am the karta. Giving up that ahankara, pranipatena, pariprashnena. Hey Guru, what is Mukti, what is Bandha, what is Atma, what is Anatma? This kind of a question, if you ask, Guru will know to what extent you have already known, and he will start to educate you from then on. Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam, that is what is mentioned. Okay. Mundaka Upanishad. Yeah, I know. Pranavo Dhanuhu. It is already 8 o'clock. I'll just take 2 minutes. I will complete this Mundaka Upanishad. Pranavo Dhanuhu. Shiro Hyatma. Brahma Tallakshya Muchyate. Apramattena Vedhavyam. Sharavat Tanmayo Bhavet. What is this? What it says is Pranavaha, that is Omkara. Having that as the Dhanas. Dhanas is the bow. Then the Jivatva Bhavana, Jiva Bhavana as the arrow. The Jiva Bhavana, you keep that as the arrow. And what is the target? Brahma Talaksha Muchyate. Brahma that you are seeking, the Atma that you are seeking is the target. And the sadhaka, with very, very proper care, without any carelessness, sadhaka, with single pointed attention, you have to shoot the arrow, and the arrow is what? The Jiva Bhavana. Shoot the arrow using what bow? Pranavaha, using Pranavaha. Okay? That is chanting Pranava all the time, giving up Jiva Bhavana, Jivatva Bhavana all the time, giving up. You have to aim at knowing what is Brahma. That is what it says. Then Mundaka Upanishad, it says, Satyameva Jayate Nanam Satyena Pantha Vitato Devayanaha. This is another mantra. Satyameva Jayate. Truth alone triumphs. Na Anrutam. Untruth will never succeed. Satyena Pantha Vitato Devayanaha. In the path of the truth, Devayanaha. See, that is the divine path. You have to get on to that. Then Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitadhaha Sannyasa Yogadhyataya Shuddha Sattvaha Te Brahmalokeshu Parantakale Paramruta Parimuchyanti Sarve. This Vedanta Vijnana, that through which you have to understand what indeed is Atma. And based on that, you have to make a very, very steady and continuous effort to cleanse your mind. You have to be always at it. Never forget it. Always have the thought of Atma, Atma Bhavana, giving up Ahankara. And how do you give up Ahankara? Ishavashyamidagum sarvam etkinchit sa jagatyam jagat tena chaktena bunjeta. Like that. See, each mantra will be helpful to know the other mantras. Now I think we'll stop here. I have taken 5 more minutes. We have some more Upanishads. We will cover that in the next Sunday. I would generally prefer Sunday because be it 7 to 8 o'clock or 7:30 to 8:30, I leave it to you, depends on your convenience. This will leave the entire day for you. If in the morning before breakfast hour, you have this kind of a thing. Huh? What is that? India time is different. Yeah, that is, yeah. This time I'm mentioning is the Bahrain time, right? 7 to 8 or 7:30 to 8:30, whatever you people decide. You people decide and convey to Brahmara, and we'll go accordingly. And compared to having a class on Friday, I would prefer the Sunday class for a number of reasons. One such reason is the the World Cup cricket matches have been going on. There may be a lot of people amongst you who may be interested in that. So whatever we do, we should not come in the way of your trying to know what is happening in the matches. So Friday, if you start by 8:30 and go on up to some 9:30, 9:30 Bahrain time will be nearly 12 o'clock India time, and 11:30 India time the matches will start. So it kind of clashes. I leave it to you. Your decision, please convey to Brahmara. We'll go accordingly. Right? So Hari Om to all of you. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om. Dhanyavad Nana ji for a beautiful session.
Hari Om, everyone.